Hey everyone, welcome to my grand review part 2, the Hunter cards. Let's start right away with Acid Maw. This card is a little bit sad because Hunter is right now the only class where the two existing legendaries don't see play at all in the competitive scene. And when I look at this card, I think Hunter just gets another legendary, which will most likely not see play in the competitive scene, at least as far as I'm concerned. So even if you get the Dream with the Acid Maw Dreadscale combination, that's a board clear for 10 mana and 2 cards. Paladin gets a better effect with Equality Consecrate for 6 mana and 2 cards. So I really don't know what this is supposed to do. And Hunter doesn't even really need board clear in my opinion. Maybe if you imagine like a very new type of control Hunter, but the minions you get on the board are so weak. They are beasts, but that's about it. They are so easy to remove because they both have 2 health, and yeah, in my opinion this card is very weak and totally overpriced. I mean, you kill a lot of minions with this card, but that's about it, and you pay way too much for it. So I think this card is unplayable. Next in line is Ball of Spiders. I think this card is a little bit underrated because everybody's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with 3 1/1s? But the good thing is you will draw 3 other cards. So in my opinion, this is like the sprint for hunters. You get three random beasts. That's kind of okay for late game, I would say. In average, it should get some decent minions. Imagine you can draw a King Crush or something like that. Of course, you will also get like your Web Spinner from the Web Spinner, something like that, or a Bloodfen Raptor, but that's fine. I mean, you get 3 of them. So the only thing is that I think the Web Spinners don't have enough immediate impact on the board. You get 3 of them, 3 1/1s. They don't have charge. It takes another turn to get the cards. So I think it's a little bit too weak. We will see though if there is some control hunter deck which makes use of this card. In Arena, Ball of Spiders is alright if you have enough early game, then this is really the killer card for the late game, I think. Next card in line is Bear Trap. This is super nice in my opinion. I would totally try that out in my mid-range hunter. I was all the time looking for another trap to play next to the freezing trap. So Snake Trap is the common choice, which is sometimes very easy to play around because you just don't attack the minions of the hunter. And you can really not play around the Bear Trap. That's really nice, and you get the 3/3 with Taunt. That's a lot of value, I think, for 2 mana. So I totally think that this card is going to be competitive. Also in Arena, this card is going to be alright because you pay 2 mana for 3/3. That's really nice. Very good card. Next in line is the Brave Hunter. So the Hunter gets to play a Brave Hunter. Let's make this short. This card has to compete with small minions like Leper Gnome, Abusive Sergeant, and Worgen Infiltrator. I think it's definitely worse than the Leper Gnome and then the Abusive Sergeant. It can almost compete with the Worgen Infiltrator, but the problem is that the effect is too hard to pull off. You need to use your hero power when your hand is empty and to have this minion on the board. Wow, that's very tough. I don't think that this card is strong enough to see play. Next in line is the Dreadscale. Forget about the combination between the Acid Maw and the Dreadscale. That's not gonna happen in my opinion. But I think Dreadscale is a mini version of Baron Geddon for Hunter. So this card could actually see play as like anti-aggro effect. It would kill all the opponent's 1/1s. That's a nice counter to like Muster for Battle or aggressive decks like Leper Gnome. Really kind of nice. And it's a beast, so this card might see play in some control-ish version of Hunter. Why not? We'll figure out. Next in line is King's Alec. I would totally try this card out in my mid-range Hunter. The only issue that I see with this card is that it has to compete against some really strong 2-drops. The Knife Juggler, the Haunted Creeper, and the Mad Scientist are usually the card of choice for your mid-range Hunter deck, and these cards are very strong. I'm not sure if the King's Alec can compete with these 3 cards. I would consider to remove a Knife Juggler if I would be in a meta where Unleash the Hounds wouldn't be valuable, because Knife Juggler is usually combined with Unleash the Hounds, because you get lots of juggles. That's what's making this card so interesting for mid-range Hunter. And yeah, then they would have both the same stats, and King's Alec is a beast, and you have a very small chance to draw another card, which is very nice. Even if that chance is in your mid-range Hunter deck, because your cards are not so expensive, even if that chance is just maybe 30% or 40%, that's totally amazing. You get a 3/2 for 2 mana and have a very small chance to draw a card. That's very powerful, and it's a beast. So that's really good. The question is which to remove. If you, for some reason, decide that secrets are not your thing, you can of course remove the Mad Scientist. But secrets are pretty strong combined with the Eaglehorn Bow. Then the Haunted Creeper is the next in line. We'll see if King's Alec will replace some Haunted Creepers, maybe. But I think this card is very well designed and very good, and I think we will see it in some competitive decks. Next in line is Lock and Load. I'm not a fan of huge random effects, so I don't really like this card. But I think there will be a whole new deck around Lock and Load. It will be a control-ish type of hunter with many spells. Maybe similar to a Trap Hunter, which saw play by a guy named Roman P. And he was able to win the European ladder with that deck. So, and mainly he was using secrets and spells and very little minions. So Lock and Load, I think, would perfectly fit into his deck. It was also kind of aiming for mid-range and not for a very aggressive type of hunter. So I think Lock and Load will definitely see play, and we will have some really fun with this card. This card will make it a lot into Trollden's videos, I think. In an arena, this card is rather bad because you don't get to cast many spells, or don't get to draw them. Next card is Powershot. I think Powershot is kind of interesting because it's very similar to Consecration, and Consecration is totally being played. It's for 1 mana less, you don't get to damage the enemy's hero and don't get to damage all his minions. So I think in a Lock and Load deck, Powershot could actually see play. Like the more control-ish hunter version could use Powershot. So I have hopes that this card is going to see play, but it's really close. And in Arena you get another card to play around. So now the hunters don't only have Explosive Shot, they also have Power Shot. So make sure to spread your minions. In Arena this card is pretty nice, I think. Next card is Ram Wrangler. I hate the design of this card because sometimes if you play this, or if your opponent plays this, they will just get crushed. And if you play on turn 5 an 8/8 with charge, that's most likely win you the game, unless the opponent has the big game hunter. But yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit too crazy for me. I don't like the random effects too much. If they are small, that's okay, but this is a really huge random effect that can happen sometimes. Yeah, nevertheless, the card is pretty good. I think Trump already made a video about which beasts are gonna be good to get from Wrangler and which beasts are which beasts are gonna be bad. So I think overall, most of the time you will get a very good beast. So I will leave the link in the description to Trump's video to check that out for you guys. And yeah, in my mid-range hunter, I think I would try this card out to see how powerful it really is. And I think I would even save my web spinner in hand, just to have a beast to make sure that the Wrangler gets his value. The only question is if that's going to be stronger on turn 6 than a standard Savannah Highmane. Because you have to play 2 cards, and I'm not sure if you can really get more value out of Wrangler than just a Savannah Highmane. Of course, if you get to play another Savannah Highmane, then yeah, that's one of the dreams. King Crush also, Gas Riddle is also pretty nice, but yeah. We'll see how that card is going to work out. In Arena, it really depends on how many beasts you are able to get. On average, I would say not enough, but yeah, it depends. But in Constructed, this card is going to see play. Next in line is the Stablemaster. I think there's another card very similar, the Argent Protector, and this card is played very little in Paladin. The Stablemaster has a disadvantage because it needs a beast. The stats are also slightly worse because you pay 3 mana for 4/2. 2 life is not enough for a 3-drop in my opinion. And the immune is also not as good as a Divine Shield in my opinion, because the Divine Shield stays if the Divine Shield is not activated on the same turn. The opponent has to deal 2 times damage to this card or silence it. And the immune is just for 1 turn. Yeah, the stats are kind of good for really aggressive decks like Face Hunter, but Face Hunter doesn't really need immune for his minions. I don't know. And Face Hunter also doesn't run so many beasts. In a mid-range hunter, I think this is a little bit too weak. Also, which beasts are there to play? I think the only beast to play before turn 3 is King's Alec, which is really nice to get immune on, but I don't know. A little bit too weak in my opinion. So, thanks for watching. Please make sure to tell everyone about this challenge. We really need more participants to make the numbers huge. To get some statistical relevance here, but I already have some participants in that challenge which I really like. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please leave questions and critics in the comments as always, and yeah, see you in my next video. Bye bye.